I've been procrastinating when I wanted to review this car, and the reason why is because I wanted to tune this thing properly, and I sort of tuned it well enough. So this is the first official SUV in the game. Let's not forget the Battlefield SUVs, but they're not licensed cars. This is a licensed SUV in this game, and it's a very, very cool licensed car, and it is the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8, a car that you definitely would not expect to see in this game at all. So why is it that I bought this SUV? This SUV cost about 6,000 speed boost, and well, it was free speed boost. But anyway, why did I? We're probably wondering why did I buy the speed boost with this car? This SUV, if I could have gotten something better like an Alfa Romeo 8C, well, I quite like this thing. It's an SUV. It's the first SUV in this game that's licensed, like I said, and I wanted a mafia car. I mean, just look at it. It's black and it looks like a mafia car. It's very, very cool. It's also relatively fast. In real life, it'll have a 423 horsepower Hemi V8 engine in it, which is pretty powerful for an SUV. It's the fastest SUV. But then again, there's a Hennessy version which produces like 1,000 horsepower or so, which is quite awesome. Now, as you can see, I've tuned mine to 709 overall. It's mostly Pro and Ultra tuned parts, but as you can see, the handling is really, really good on this SUV. Surprisingly, it's all-wheel drive, and it's a relatively heavy SUV. It has decent acceleration, and it has a decent top speed, so let's take this thing outside, and let's take this, and I'll show you how well this thing handles. So it looks decent, as you can see. It has all the lights on it, the LED daytime running lights, the low beams, the tail lights. I mean, everything is on this. Everything functions, which is awesome. Now, what I did there is I actually braked in that corner. I probably shouldn't have done that. It's a stupid traffic car. Anyway, so with this car, you don't have to brake as much because the fact that it's pretty slow in the corners, and to save speed, all you got to do is lay off the throttle most of the time in the corners, some relatively sharp corners, and you will go through the corner relatively well. So, as you can see, the acceleration is not very good. I will tell you this: the nitrous it's got a very powerful C-NOS when stock, but the more you tune it, the more powerful the NOS becomes, which is pretty darn cool, which is something you don't really get a lot, especially with an SUV like this. So yeah, see, it's got pretty good handling. But it does have a little bit of a characteristic to it that it's like, I don't like you. It's got a characteristic of that. Sometimes it'll fishtail on you, but you can fix that with tuning. So let's take this to a single player A-class race and see how this does. And I completely missed the perfect launch. I could have shown you the awesome nitrous. Now, as you can see, as you probably saw with the skill mods, I set this thing up with a bunch of Team Escape type skill mods. That's because I do use this in Team Escape a lot, and Pursuit Outruns. So yeah, the handling on this is just absolutely superb. I mean, look at this. What kind of car handles like this? This is absolutely amazing. And they ran a little wide. They're hanging out in the grass, which is probably not the best idea to do. So yeah, look at this. I'm even keeping up with a Bentley. Well, now I overtook him because he crashed into that thing. So with this, you can really, really clip apexes very well with this thing. So yeah, brake and turn. Okay, pretty darn good. Let me just show you the nitrous strength right here. So yeah, it's pretty powerful, but since the car does not have this SUV does not have good acceleration, it's not as effective as most of the other cars. Which, well, yeah, it's not very effective. So I really do like this SUV. I really am going to keep this forever because this is a fantastic SUV. I love it. And it's pretty rare to find one of these. I mean, I have only found one in the wild. I've only found one of them. And that's one of the reasons why I bought it, because I saw it and I was like, wow, that's awesome. There's very few of these in there. I wanted to be one of the few people in this game that owns it. So this is it's pretty expensive, I do have to say, but you know, it's kind of worth it in the end. It's kind of like a gift. And everything that comes in new is a gift. And, well, it's not really new anymore, but it was new when it first came out. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to do a Team Escape in a moment, so bear with you guys. Alrighty, so here we are on the Team Escape lobby. As you can see, we got some pretty fierce competition. We got a Nissan GTR, and as you can see, look at that. The Nissan GTR is absolutely nuts, but handling is not absolutely perfect on it. And, ooh, we got a ZR1. We just raced one a few minutes ago. Anyway, I'm gonna cut out and show you the race in a minute. Alrighty, and so now we are in the Team Escape. And as you can see, there's the nitrous being very powerful. So yeah, this car is pretty good for Team Escape. It's not very fast though, like I told you. It's got a pretty good weight to it, so it's good at ramming stuff. But as you can see, after a while, and that guy was a douche, he tried to screw me over, but guess what? He just screwed himself over as well, so yeah, fail for him. So it's good at handling. You can maneuver past roadblocks pretty darn well. But here's the amazing part: if you include some RAM skill mods and Juggernaut skill mods and stuff like that, this thing will be very, very powerful. As you can see, it has no ramming power whatsoever. But with Slingshot, look at this. Look at how it accelerates with the excuse me. It accelerates very, very well with the Slingshot. And that's pretty surprising, and there's no understeer from the Slingshots as well. Usually even rear-wheel drive cars would understeer with just the Slingshot. That's quite interesting. So yeah, it's pretty good at maneuvering past roadblocks and stuff, and rhinos. But I don't recommend ramming them. Look at the acceleration. And no understeer either, like I said. It's all-wheel drive, it's got good handling, and it doesn't understeer. Not even a bit. Fail. Okay, I'm gonna cut out and finish up this thing, and then finish up the conclusion. So in conclusion then, this SUV, my mistake, in conclusion, this SUV is not really meant for Team Escapes. It's not meant for races unless you tune it properly and you know how to drive it. So what is it for? Well, it's like a show-off car. It's like the people that buy a Mercedes G-Wagon, like Britney Spears and so forth. They buy a Mercedes G-Wagon not just because that it is fuel efficient or whatever. They buy it because it's luxurious and it shows their personality. That's what this thing is. This thing shows your personality. It's powerful, it's not very fast, it's very good at handling. It's an accessory. And that was a fail right there. I can't drive it, apparently. I can't drive very well. So, okay. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching, and please do pick this thing up, because this is a very cool car, and I think you will like it very much. And they might even release Juggernaut versions, and a cop version. That'd be really cool to see a cop version and a Juggernaut version of this thing. So that's it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye!